Namaste and welcome, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Rising signs. So good to have you here. So happy to do your reading for February. I'm using the Osha's Den Oracle deck and the Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck this month. One card for each of the signs from Witch's Wisdom. If you really like the deck, guess what? You can listen for your Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Rising, and we have extended versions. I'm not sure if I don't think the Witch's Wisdom is in the extended version though. Anyways, as you can tell, I haven't done any of them. Welcome. For some reason, I'm very excited about February for you guys. Maybe it's just that one of mine, my rising sign is Cancer, so I'm reading for myself for the first time. February's general as well. So I'm going to do a 9-card reading, general sort of look, and then do that one card from the Witch's Wisdom. Let's just jump into it. Oh, gorgeous energy. Okay. So I'm starting off looking at, let me put the cards over here for you. I'm starting off looking at your current self and your theme for the month, and they look really beautiful. Current self, you have the 8 of Rainbows, also known as the 8 of Pentacles in other decks. This is about you being able to be at peace and appreciate simplicity. It's a very sensuous energy. It's about being able to appreciate simplicity, be mindful and in the present moment and enjoy the present moment. Enjoy, again, simplicity. Enjoy the simple things in life. It's called ordinariness. This deck, this card. And the theme of the month for you is receptivity. This, I believe, is the Queen of Water and the Queen of Cups. This is a deeply powerful, very intuitive, sometimes psychic, a divine feminine sort of energy. Okay, so let's move on and take a look at what else is going to come through. Key goal, obstacle to overcome, and major accomplishment. It looks like a major accomplishment for you this month may just kind of be getting to the point where you're able to sort of be clear about what it is you want. There's something there that's in your heart that you're looking forward to, that you want, but the postponement of it is actually a great blessing. You're not ready for it completely. There's a part of you that isn't ready. It might be that there's some things to learn first, or your health isn't quite in alignment for it, or for whatever reason. Anyway, that card sucked me in, and I jumped a little bit. Key goal, you have adventure showing up. So this may have to do with money, because this is the rainbow suit, the pentacle suit. This may have to do with money for you, or finances or resources, wanting to acquire enough to have, to do something that you find fun, enjoyable. You want to go on some sort of adventure. You're looking to have the means to do that, the resources to do that. This could be creating as well, your creative adventures. This could be having to do with an earth sign, a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. This is definitely about exploration and being able to enjoy the process of life, enjoy the process of things, and have your childlike wonder still alive and sparked, and healthy. So we have some planets that were recently in Sagittarius that have currently moved into Capricorn as I'm doing these readings. But I still very much feel the energy of Sagittarius, and we have we have Jupiter at home in Sagittarius this year. And I do think it's an energy that's going to keep expanding throughout the year. So the reason that I'm bringing that up is because this card does remind me of that sort of energy, that Sagittarian, free-spirited, adventurous energy. It also has an element of Leo energy, and late January holds a full moon in Leo that's also an eclipse. So that energy may also be feeling that energy. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the key goal is, because this is a general reading. There's multiple key goals, the specific key goals, but it does definitely have to do with maybe finding something new in life, something new, going on some sort of adventure, discovering something, just following your heart, being without care and worry, and appreciating, beauty. The obstacle to overcome is a major arcana card. It's the 7th major arcana card. Sorry about that. My tongue got twisted up, I guess. It's called awareness. And within the card, to me, it looks like there's something being depicted where there's like a shell or a layer that this energy or being that's within is trying to push off, almost like a jacket, like a really heavy jacket they're trying to peel off from themselves. Okay, so with this coming up as an obstacle to overcome, I think what's going on is that you're doing some upgrades, updates, and so on for yourself with New Year for 2019, entering 2019 and continuing on now. And your awareness, your consciousness. And in doing so, there's a lot of adjustments, subtle adjustments that need to occur. So there's maybe some growing pains, adjustment, transformation, sort of itches or annoyances that could come up as an obstacle to overcome by being persistent and pushing through and following the guidance and advice of the other cards in your heart. Okay. There's to be in alignment with our free will, we have to allow ourselves and be willing to become aware. Also, food for thought. So here we are back to major accomplishment. It's called postponement. It's the 4 of Swords. It's not usually, all the cards have their light and shadow sides, but you tend to sort of see the shadow side first with this card, because we have here a person who's, they feel all gray and sort of listless, kind of lifeless or bland. Their world is that way, but within their heart they have, this love, these colors within, out the window, what they're looking towards, where they're contemplating going, where they want to be, looks very beautiful and full of color and life and vitality. And so they have this yearning in their heart to get there. Okay, and when you're focused on that, you will. I feel for most of you, the message coming through is, if you're focused on that, you will. If not, it's going to transform and eventually become something better for you. But if you're focused on this gray stuff, that can slow you down. You start sort of, that starts multiplying and becoming your reality, and it starts, becoming you and bogging you down. If you're focused on this other stuff, then that sort of starts to multiply and magnetize, and you're getting there. But this is coming up as a major accomplishment that it was postponed. So there is a higher reason for this that will be made clear to you in retrospect later on if you wish it to be. Truly wish it to be. It will be. You'll be able to figure it out, and looking back, you may not understand it now. Some of you may be getting clarity about it now, but I think most of you don't understand it now. You don't understand why you're longing for something that isn't there yet, but the postponement is actually a great blessing. It's coming through, so you're going to see that. Okay, then we have 4 more cards from the Osho Zen deck. We're going to look at what to avoid, what to embrace, where to find support, advice, and encouragement. Okay. So advice and encouragement really reflects the card that I was just reading for you, the postponement card that I just read, in a way, and I'll show you that in a moment when it comes to your focus, where your focus is, and you're putting your energy. What to avoid. It's the 9 major arcana, aloneness. This is making me want to clarify our card, because this is a card, to me, that ultimately comes across as in its light side before its shadow. Okay. Coming up the way it is, I would say it is saying avoid giving up in the last minute. Okay, because we do have that number 9 here. Avoid giving up on the last minute. At the last minute. Aloneness. So there's a difference between loneliness and aloneness. And it's very important to have aloneness. Maybe, I do feel for some people more than others. But for most people, at least on the planet, I do believe it's very important, really, for the actualization, right, of our joy, our bliss, our knowing of our own selves, of many different things, all that are very much Jupiter and Sagittarius, higher learning, spiritual perspective, liberation, freedom, so forth. So I feel like having aloneness where we feel comfortable, so we can become comfortable with ourselves, being alone with ourselves, we're never really alone anyway. There's tons of life on this planet. But having that sanctuary, that time of rest and recuperation and rejuvenation, and that time for the soul to be alone is very positive and powerful and liberating and enlightening, actually. Loneliness is something different. Loneliness is when you're focused on that gray, like in that postponement card, when you're focused on that gray, when you're, just longing for somebody else. So, what to avoid, I would say, we do have the message of avoiding that whole loneliness, letting yourself feel lonely or isolating yourself, feeling like you're unworthy of going out and being around others, and partaking in life, because you are, and that is perfectly acceptable. Okay. What to embrace? 8 of water, 8 of cups, letting go. So I'm reminded of the serenity prayer, where it's, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The first part of that the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. That's where this energy comes in, and that releasing resistance. Excuse my tongue again, get twisted. Maybe it was the other person's video, the other sign's video, but that happened to me earlier today too. So, we are looking at what to embrace. Embracing the new also comes up here as well. For some of you, it's moving into a larger pool, and somehow it's like small fish, big pool, from big fish, small pool sort of situation. So that could be like you going to a new school that's bigger, or many different things. Reconnecting with life follows this, I think, because you're releasing the past and making room for the future with this. And for some of you, this is about re-entering something, re-entering workforce, re-entering school, re-entering a more social setting, or just starting to feel like you're worth, going out, being social, doing things, connecting with others, living the sort of life that you want to live, that you don't have to be lonely and longing, that you can move into the future. So we have like a scared little water droplet that finally gets released and enters the big lake here. It's a whole new world with that, and that can be scary, but letting go of the past, embracing the future. We have a major arcana card for where to find support. Integration. Okay. So this is 10 and 4, 14. 14, major arcana card. Integration. Where to find support in balance, find support in integration. I suppose for some of you this could be a Libra, because we have the yin yang symbol coming up and talking about balance, or an air sign, or communicating in a way that is fair and just to you, that honors your boundaries. Nice, Spirit. Yeah, and others. Because that's a place to find support. This is definitely also talking about finding support at your core, finding support source within the heart center also. Within. Also finding support from your own ability to integrate your experiences, to balance your divine feminine, your divine masculine energies, and integrate your experiences. For some of you, there may be mentors, spiritual mentors, people that you admire, who you feel are good at this sort of thing, seem well balanced, and they could be a source of support in February for you as well. Okay, so the last one before we do the Witch's Wisdom Oracle card is the Advice and Encouragement card, and you have the Dream. This is the 6 of Water card, 6 of, I almost said coins, but 6 of Cups. And here again we have somebody who is longing for something they do not have yet, at least. Something that is a fantasy, a dream, something from their imagination. It can also be something that they were programmed with as a child, something that they were exposed to. This particular image shows her being loved and cared for, embraced by this beautiful man, knight in shining armor, who comes in and rescues her from her loneliness, and, it's the life that she wants in the happily ever after. The thing is if we're grounded when we're dreaming, wow, what a beautiful, powerful thing, and we can manifest things. If we're not grounded, though, and for other reasons sometimes too, we wind up getting off balance. So we're not really visualizing and manifesting things where, well, we are, but we're not visualizing and manifesting what we want. We're visualizing and manifesting the feeling signature that we have attached to the things. And so when our vibration gets low, and we allow ourselves to focus on loneliness, sadness, and the negative feelings, then sometimes we start magnetizing more of that instead of the things like joy and happiness and bliss that you're really trying to connect with through the specifics. So that's the message with this card, is if you think something that you want is going to give you a certain feeling, go ahead and go out and expose yourself to that feeling and bring your vibration to be a match. Your emotional vibration to be a match as best you can. So if she wants to be cared for, it's like, how can she care for herself? How can she live her life and feel cared for by others in general, whatever, to create that sort of feeling? If she wants to feel relaxed, how can she feel relaxed in the present moment, right? There's definitely a balancing of emotions and mind and emotion going on here. Looking at the other cards that we're seeing as well, that's really the message that's here, is connecting the feeling signatures in the dream and not getting so stuck on the dream, right? We had that ordinariness card. You're as representing you in the month of February. I don't think you're doing that. I don't think you're getting stuck on this dream at all. I don't think you're getting trapped in the shadow aspect of this card, even though the shadow aspect is the one that you see first with the card, or a lot of people do. There's a positive side too. There's definitely the light and the shadow with the card, and yeah, I don't think you're getting stuck in the shadow at all. I think you're doing really well. You're doing that integration thing, and so it's going to change your experience, or it can change your experience of stuff related to the 12th house, related to your sister sign Pisces, related to imagination, daydreaming, visualization, art, creation, manifestation, the laws of the universe, and so forth. Magic, which is technically the 8th house. House is Scorpio, but we're talking water here, so it's flowing. It's beautiful. Let's take a look at the Witch's Wisdom card. Grounding. They're telling me grounding is very important this month. I could call it it. I could call my guides it, like a collective sometimes, the way they speak. I don't know. She, he, it, the. Okay, so you have Lord God, the masculine, coming up, Cancer. And I find this really interesting because of what's going on with the moons. You are the sign ruled by the moon, right? It's your ruling planet. In astrology, it's a planet. And the moon is one of the feminine planets. There was an eclipse and a new moon. No, it wasn't an eclipse. It was right before the eclipse. The last moon of the year, I believe, was full moon in Cancer. And then we start moving into that eclipse energy. And at the moment, as I'm doing the reading, we're leading up to a full moon in Leo that's an eclipse. And so some of that Leo full moon energy may still be in play. Leo is ruled by the sun, which is a masculine planet in astrology. So there's that polarity imbalance. And so there's a wave of masculine energy coming in for you. I'm going to read out of the book for this card, but I do feel like for some of you, it's like you're catching the wave of the external, of the taking action, taking steps, moving forward, the exercise, the masculine now at this time. And that's awesome. It's awesome. I think you've had preparation for it, I guess is what I was kind of getting at with the Cancer new moon and so forth. Let's take a look. Okay, should be the next page, I think. Yeah, all right. So, I'm going to start with which is foresight. It says your emotions have influenced you. Logic needs to be used at this time. Do not accept the first offer that's presented. Draw strength from past experiences. This situation calls for you to be rational. Being highly driven and competitive serves you well right now. Be a rebel. Okay. So, Cancer. These are all possible ways that this card's energy can manifest in your life. It doesn't mean that all of them are going to affect each of you. Okay. I do think it's a great time to bring in logic and start exercising those muscles of implementing logic perhaps in new formats and new ways. Still sort of a new year energy, and draw on strengths from past experiences comes up, and I feel like this you're doing this in February with that integration card and so forth. The whole reading really was guiding you to do that, to integrate past experiences so that you can draw strength from them. All right, let's check out Lord God Revealed. It says, when calling upon the Lord, you are beseeching the male essence of the All. He is fatherhood, who offers both protection and strength. The three aspects of the God is seen as nature's youth, father, and elder. You can choose to work with whichever aspect of the God you are drawn to bring into your life at any given time. So we're talking protection and strength. Witch's Wisdom is the last one, and then we have before the chant, which I'd like to close it with. Unless Spirit prompts me to say something else afterwards. The power of the Lord God is required for the situation you are inquiring about. Toughen up and use the masculine energy that pulses through your very being. Whether you are male or female, you must acknowledge the natural presence of both energies that reside within in order to make up the whole of who you are. Right now, you are urged to connect with your masculine side and to harness the driving force of independence. A rational and analytical attitude is required in order to override any emotions that often rule you. Unleash your rebellious streak and be willing to use force if you have to. This is not a time to be passive or accepting. The Lord God is waiting to be called upon so that He can provide you with the tools you need for the battle ahead. With the divine masculine on your side, you can be sure that you are on the winning team. This is an auspicious omen. Okay. So again, take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm definitely feeling so much beauty coming through with this card, so much golden light, so much Hunger. I'm hungry. I've got to take a break to eat something before I do Leo's video. Yeah, preparing for March. Sorry. That's what it was that Spirit was telling me about as I was reading. There's February is preparing you for March very well. Indeed, I think. There's just amazing. It is transformation, I think, that you're going through in February, but they're really putting it as like integration and preparation. So it's very powerful stuff, and it's like grab the ball and run with it, right? Masculine card here, Lord God card. For some of you, there were other messages in here, and that they may resonate more for you than that. Like I said, take what resonates, leave the rest. Here we go with the chant. Lord God masculine, toughen up, be self-reliant, brave and bold, become a giant. Honor your male energy. Used wisely, it will set you free. This magic is worked, with harm to none, so mote it be. There it is done. I'm going to read that one more time for you because my tongue decided to do a little tying. Toughen up, be self-reliant, brave and bold, become a giant. Honor your male energy. Used wisely, it will set you free. This magic is worked, with harm to none, so mote it be. There it is done. Thanks, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Let me know if you want to purchase the extended. Please let me know if you enjoyed the video, have any feedback for the video. And remember, you can listen for your sun, moon, and ascendant rising. I'm so looking forward to doing your video for March. Many blessings. Have a wonderful month. Bye-bye. And be well.